This is the LowcoSports Lowdown podcast. Here are your hosts, Justin Jarrett and Wes Kerr.
Hey, LowcoSports fans. I am Justin Jarrett, joined as always by Wes Kerr. And Wes, I got the jitters a little bit tonight because I feel like every time out we get a little bit better, and I'm starting to really get the hang of what it really looks like to produce a live show and get a feel for it. And I feel like we got a home run hitting lineup tonight. We could knock this one out of the park if everything goes according to plan. The thing about going live is you don't know if it's going to go according to plan. You don't know if the thunderstorm is going to pop up and knock out your power. Somebody ends up not being able to get on like they thought they would. They don't have the signal, whatever. It can all go awry, but we have got a game plan that could result in a terrific show tonight if we don't blow it or get derailed somehow. So I hope a lot of people tune in and check it out and share it out and let people know that we're live talking sports here in the South Carolina Low Country, because we're going to have the man of the hour, the man who's getting retired, getting the number retirement treatment on the Isle of Ladies tomorrow night. Ron Parker, the Ghost, is going to join us live here. We got him slated for 9:24 p.m., but I'm going to tell you right now that the rundown is especially fluid tonight because we're going to have another live guest joining us at some point. We're not exactly sure when, because it's going to be after the thing goes final, and probably she's going to have to let Hatcher, talk to him first, and they're doing really good, so he probably won't have a whole lot to say, but they got to get back to work on Monday. He'll probably give them Friday off, but they'll be after getting back to work on Monday. And but Kaysee Sullivan, the new AD at Whale Branch, we got a new generation of ADs coming up, folks who understand technology and are in it. They're in it for this content creation with the journalism bent that we're leaning into here. And Kaysee's going to jump on with us live, and she's going to talk about. She's going to bring some guests. I think KJ Chisholm, you might know him. I think our man Daryl Cummings, who is like personality galore, and she said maybe a couple others, but those two are having standout games. So I think we're going to get to talk live with the Whale Branch Warriors here after the game goes final. They're up 32-0 at halftime at last report. So it's going to be a jam-packed hour, and we'll get to as much other stuff as we can going through the schedule here. But life updates first, Wes. How you been? It's been a whole 3 days since we went live for the people. So how you been over that long time?
I've been doing great. It's still kind of warm outside, but it's getting to the point where we're inching closer to fall weather. But I'm still enjoying getting out to the beach sometimes when I get free time. But it's been a jam-packed schedule because we got fall sports in full bloom. Not just football, of course. We've been talking a lot of high school football, but we got tennis, we got volleyball, we got golf, and a lot more going on as well. Cross country. Hilton High girls tennis, get to them later. They're getting ready to be in action. A lot of swimming as well.
I was going to say, don't you leave out swimming now. I'm a swim dad now. I got to be a Papa Bear and fight for the swimmers because they work just as hard or harder than – no, I'm joking, but I'm not joking. I do have a seventh grader who chose swimming as his crossover sport for the fall. I told him, look, I've preached – multiple sports and not specializing for my entire career. I won national awards writing about the dangers of specialization and the importance of multi-sport athletes and the dangers of overuse injuries. And I have to practice what I preach here. And I know baseball is your love and nothing else really excites you all that much. But when you get to middle school, I need you to play a school sport, at least one other, if not one every season. And he chose swimming over cross country, which I loved his rationale. He's like, well, it's going to help me for baseball, and I'm more likely to go for a run on my own than I would be to go swimming on my own. So it'll make me do that. And he's fallen in love with it as a training mechanism. And now I think after having that first race and actually beating a couple of people, which he did not anticipate happening as a seventh grader. I mean, he swam against some other middle schoolers because of BA and Hilton Christian have a lot of middle schoolers on their team. So that was really good for him to get acclimated. He was envisioning just like him going up against a bunch of jackasseries and just getting annihilated. And so it wasn't that, it was he knows some of those kids from baseball, and they're not really swimmers; they're swimming, and like him, and he has a great coach in George Moreno, who is the head coach for both Bluffton and May River. Which, I mean, the love for the kids in the sport you have to be able to do that. And I got some video. I'll have to pull it up a little later, but he's got a shirt that's half Bobcats, half Sharks, half blue, half green that he wears to the meets. It's so cool. And Truman, is doing really well. But I do here at the outset, before we go too far, I do want to share this clip that you've already seen it if you're on Instagram or Facebook, probably, because a lot of people have. But I talked with Jack Ussery from Hilton Head Christian Academy for just a minute after the match, after the meet. And what a terrific interview. What a terrific young man. If you don't know, he committed to the Naval Academy last year as a junior. Now in his senior year, he is an absolute monster. Link Lyles literally said to me, "Dude, have you been in there? There's a guy from Hilton Head Christian Academy. He looks like Michael Phelps." And I was like, well, he's not quite on that level, but he's going to the Naval Academy to swim. Like, he's pretty legit. But I wanted to just chat with Jack, and I'm really glad I did, because he had some really insightful things to say. So let's listen to my brief interview with Jack Ussery here.
All right, here with Jack Ussery. Great day for you, getting the season started here this past week. But you've already got your plans for the future, headed to the Naval Academy. Tell me a little bit about your swimming journey and where you're headed next.
Yes, sir. Super fortunate to commit to the Naval Academy. It's been a goal of mine for a long time, and just happy to put my head down, set some goals, and accomplish it. Senior this year, so super excited to invest into the team and be the captain of HHCA. And we just had our second meet of the season. Super excited with where we're at. We put in some hard work, and excited to see what we can put up. We've got our home meet next weekend, Saturday at Hillnet Island. And we're going to see from there. We're starting to set up our relays and just putting our head down, doing some more training. So super excited.
You got to chase somebody down today in the relay, going
yes,
anchor.
Sir.
That's always fun. How far back were you, and how much you getting by?
By the time Levi came in at the wall, the other guy was about, I want to say, like a third, maybe half of the way down the pool. And so I wasn't able to out-touch him, but it got down close to the end, which is always exciting. Fun show.
Yeah, you definitely put on a show today. I heard a couple people talking about that Michael Phelps-looking guy in there. So definitely a little different level. But talk just a little bit about the dedication that goes into this sport, and the hours that you guys put in, sacrifices you make to be up early, and all those things. Even the kids just swimming on the school team, it's a big commitment.
Yes, sir. It's definitely an underrated sport. You're up early, as early as 4:20, and you're back home at 7:30 or 8 o'clock for family dinner and homework. So it's a grind, and it's year round, doesn't stop. But the people that do it, they really put their heads down, and I couldn't be prouder of our team. They really been working hard this season, and so proud of them. And for our team, we're trying to dial in. There's a saying that we like to live by, and it's you have the choice of one of two pains in your life, and you have to choose one. It's either the pain of discipline or the pain of regret, and we're choosing discipline.
Very good. Thanks so much, man.
Yes, sir.
Best luck this season.
Thank you.
I like that.
I couldn't ask him a follow-up because I was speechless. I was like, I had to ponder that for a minute, which I haven't finished pondering it yet. And it's been like 2 days. Like, I'm still thinking about that statement and how powerful and true it is. And it really struck a chord with me. And I was really impressed with Jack. And again, just really grateful that I bumped into him before the meet, and I said, "Hey, I'll have to mic you up at some point today, just to plant the seed so he didn't run off." And sure enough, he waited around for me and was like, "Hey, I'm getting ready to take off if you want to chat." And it was really incredible to hear from him, because what an impressive young man. And that's what happened. That's what it looks like to really commit to becoming the best version of yourself and achieving the ultimate goal that you set for yourself. It's really a special thing.
He's a prime example of what it takes to succeed in one of the most demanding sports that's out there for high school athletes. Any sport, you have to commit a great amount of dedication to become successful. But swimming, it's right there at the top. You got, as he mentioned, you got to wake up well early at the crack of dawn, 4 a.m., 4:20 as he mentioned. But it is a long process. and a long grind the whole way to achieve those dreams of getting an opportunity to continue in college, whether it's scholarship or just be able to continue to swim. It's a lot of work to get there, and it's an absolute grind. But you have to embrace the process. And I love that quote, not just a swim, but a great life quote in general. And Ussery has done a fantastic job, and not just himself, but as a great leader and ambassador for his program. And it's been fun to watch his journey and watch him continue to climb and work even harder year after year. And that it all pays off eventually. It is a long, long road, and it's arduous at times. And sometimes you think, why am I still doing this if it's not paying off immediately? But these swimmers are not just prepared for competition at the next level. They are prepared for whatever comes their way beyond swimming in the future.
Yeah, and that's the thing is Jack's prepared to go swim at the Naval Academy, but he's even more prepared for whatever comes after that. And a lot of it has to do with that discipline that has been instilled by. I'm so happy that Truman elected to go into swimming, because I've already seen a change in him, just having to know that he has to get up at 5:30 every morning and be ready to go swim and be his best. Has sparked a different level of discipline in him and dedication, and it's really paying off. So I've loved being around these swimmers so far. They're great kids. I also have to shout out Stella Pelger from May River, who is just the sweetest. She works at the grind over in Okatee, and I met her over there. I saw her May River swimming shirt and told her who my son was, and she said, "Oh yeah, he's so cute, and he's doing so good." And she's kind of taking him under her wing, and I think a lot of people have, because he said the other day, like, "Dad, you're right. The people in the swimming community really are great people." And I said, "Hey man, I ain't met one yet that wasn't. Like, they look after each other, they take care of each other, and they really are." They're humble and dedicated to being their best, and it's a great group of people to be around to form you into a well-rounded person. So, but we do have live updates from Kaysee Sullivan, who is in the green room and posting live in the chat. This is the coolest, Wes. We never had anybody get this hype about this. This is fantastic. She's on the road at North Charleston. She's got Whale Branch updates. Bradford Thompson, a touchdown run. We know him best on defense, but he's coming up on offense as well. They're using him in the backfield. I love it. He had to get a new number. It's 39-0 with 10:03 left in the third. And then the latest update, 5 minutes later, I don't know how much on the clock, North Charleston fumbles on the 49, and Whale Branch is in possession again in Cougars territory. So it should be a running clock probably very soon if they score again. And this one should get over with quickly, and Kaysee can round up our guests and get us in here. 8:01 left, she says. So we are rolling along toward a live interview on the field in North Charleston with the Warriors. That's going to be a good time. And we got Ron Parker scheduled in about 10 minutes. So we should be seeing the Ghost pretty soon. But a couple of headlines to get to, Wes. You noticed this. I missed it in just being with my head down, as Mr. Ussery says. But I'm glad you pointed it out. South Carolina Football Coaches Association put out their Week 0 awards, and a couple Lowco guys on the list. So tell us about it.
Yeah, 2 Lowco guys earning spots on this coveted list. And this highlights the cream of the crop for each week in all 5 classifications. 2 Lowco honorees here, including Hilton High. You could have named a couple, but Thompson May gets the credit for linemen. So for each, there's an for each upper and lower half of each of the 5 classifications, you get an offensive, defensive, special teams, and a lineman for each week. So Thompson May earning the lineman award. You can give that to a lot of different guys. It was a real great team effort there. Blocking on the offensive side, then shutting things down defensively. But Thompson May, a very deserving pick, BJ Payne's squad. And then we go over to, how about this? The very first game for the Hampton County Hurricanes, already a first honoree here on the South Carolina Football Coaches Association Players of the Week. And it's the big guy, KJ Chisholm, from the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
And the beast, out there once again. We saw his prowess on the football field, the basketball court last year. Now back on the gridiron and continuing to go to work there
he
as
is.
he
He's
helps
trying to
the
get us some
Hurricanes
cake.
pitch a shutout of Colleton County.
Nothing like hosting and live producing a show. This is the most fun thing I've ever done in my life, Wes. I'm not going to lie. Like, just learning how to add new things to this in real time with you, and just this like live experiment is so much fun. And I love learning how to do it. And I'm excited to have some more students getting into the mix to do it because, we don't want to give that away. We're going to talk about that later. I was just trying to get you some nice eye candy while Wes was talking about those honorees. But Thompson May, that's a guy that we expected to be a dude this season. You know, he's been a guy. Oh, KJ Chisholm with the TD. So he's adding to a big night. Kick is good, 46-0, 6:54 in the third. Should be running clock now, Coach. We got to get it going. We got to get this thing over. We don't know. Ain't nobody getting anything out of this at this point. Let's go. Get it rolling. Leave that whistle in your pocket. But no, Thompson May, he's a dude on that line, and a big reason why, you know, we're pretty high on Hilton Head High. I think people think we're like, I don't know, Carolina blue colored glasses or whatever it is. But I mean, I'm looking at it and I like the parts. I like the parts, and I think it's going to add up to something. And I like they seem to have a really good chemistry. Like it's a group of dudes who they've played a lot of sports together. They seem to have a really good vibe. BJ is, you know, positive, happy about it. Like he's feeling good. So he's not saying anything one way or the other, really, just kind of staying quiet, which tells me things are pretty good. So I don't know. I'm excited to get to see him eventually. But I like Thompson May for sure. He's a big part of it. And then I got to see Kayvon on Friday, and
I haven't got to see him yet live. Hopefully so.
You gotta roll out there and see him sometime, because, and he's not the only one either. Like like you said with Hilton Head, there were other guys who could have been there. There were other guys for sure for Hampton who could have been there. Zion had a great game. Danya Russell, a young guy that they weren't expecting to get a lot out of. He only had 2 tackles, but they were both tackles for loss in huge spots. And highlight type plays. James Dunham Jr. Doing yeoman's work. Like just tons of guys. Hezekiah Abram had some nice plays. Wide receiver Chris Terry stepped up, played really well at quarterback, managed the game, and of course the defense was just terrific. Mandrell Sanders also is a monster. Emerson Jarrell. They got a bunch of dudes on defense, and Hannah is going to play his best 11 on defense, and that makes them like really scary because you got to be able to score to win. So it's going to be a great season. We got lots more of that coming tomorrow because Friday is football day. We're keeping most of it cordoned off over there with Lowco game day. We're going to go live around lunchtime. The plan is noon, but we may have to fudge it, toward 12:30 if somebody gets hung up in the morning. But just stay tuned, be extremely online, and you'll be fine. We'll be going live during the lunch hour, and if you miss it, that's okay. We'll have it up there. You can play it in the car on the way if you can't sneak it in during work, and on the way to the football field, just play it there. And it's only an hour, and you can play it, and you can speed it up, do like 1.5 speed, so we talk like chipmunks, and you'll get through it in no time. It's not a problem. But we'll have you all ready for kickoff. I'm going to head over to BA for a little bit and do a little Lowco tailgate thing before they play Hilton Head Prep, catch a couple series, and then bolt over. I was going to go straight to Battery Creek Ridgeland, but I'm going to check in with you about halftime at the Nest, because if I can somehow pass through there at halftime, I don't know. It's a lot to hope for. I'd be threading the needle, but it'd be really cool if I could do that and then get to the second half of Battery Creek Ridgeland for a really cool triple header. It's like diners, drive-ins, and dives with football games involved. It's wild.
I'll tell you what, Beaufort is the place to be this year when you're looking at high school football. I mean, everywhere in the Lowco, we've got some quality teams, but man, Beaufort Academy, Beaufort High, and then a rising Battery Creek team close to there as well. A lot of exciting football to be had Especially that BA team is absolutely for real in 2A. It's keys, of course. Beaufort still defending state champs, and they're going to give Fort Dorchester a great game coming up. Cannot wait to see that one, and honor the ghost who should be popping in pretty soon.
Yeah, what time is it? Yeah, we should be getting in pretty soon. Let me check in with my man. All right. But yeah, we got some good games. So you're heading over to Beaufort. We got I'll be at a couple of different games. Justin Clifton is going to head out to the Patrick Henry game. They got a pretty good one, St. Joseph's or St. John's Christian. That could be interesting. It's a litmus test type of thing. And we'll have Brady Sacha, of course, covering the Bobcats against Jenkins. Man, we got a lot of people out there. Jimmy will be over there with you, of course. We got people out there. So we're always looking for more, though. So if you just enjoy going to a football game and talking to your buddies about it afterwards and finding out about the game they were at, and you're texting 100 different people on Friday nights, well, come do it with us and tell us what you got, and we'll tell you what we got, and it'll be cool. So just hit us up wherever you find us, and we'll hook it up. We'll get you the link, and we'll get you on here to talk about it live. And we're still waiting to talk live with Kaysee Sullivan, who is the new AD at Well Branch, and she's on the sideline up in North Charleston, where the Warriors are in command, 46-0 late in the third quarter, and surely the clock is running continuously now. So, and Hatcher ain't going to be throwing no passes at this point, I guarantee you. But Wes, any other things that you really wanted to highlight in just a minute here? Actually, let's get to our MVP sponsors, and then we'll circle back around to some of this stuff. But we do want to recognize our MVP sponsors who make all this possible, starting with the original Lowco sponsor, the Mickelson Law Group. They're the first sponsors that we had back in the day in 2017, and still with us 6 years later, which is a testament to the kind of people that Ryan and Tiffany are. And I got to see Tiffany and the newest Mickelson, the newest member of the Mickle squad, over at the poolside at the meet the other day, because Mason and Walker are both swimming. So that was fantastic. It's such a small community when you thread it all together with sports and with that kind of thing. So it's great to see all those people that you sometimes don't get to see because of the common threads here in our community. And that's a big part of who the Mickelsons are and what the Mickelson Law Firm is all about. So if you have legal needs, call on them. They're the official real estate closing attorneys of LowcoSports, and you can use them to close the deal after my wife, Megan Jarrett, the official realtor of LowcoSports, helps you find that perfect home in the Lowco, whether it's a starter home or your forever home. She can help you do it and get you into this fantastic real estate market where your home really becomes a huge asset that you can count on over the years, as long as you make the right purchase. And Megan will help make sure you do that, and she will team up with our friends at Homegrown Home Inspections to do so, because our friend Jan Lucas has the best home inspection business in the Lowco, taking care of so many of his clients, especially out in Margaritaville. His specialty really, Wes, is the phase inspections, where he takes you from pre-drywall all the way up through post-warranty inspection, and make sure that you get the most out of that asset when you build a new home, because so many of us have heard stories about new homes that just aren't constructed well. But Jan will be your eyes and ears, especially if you're living somewhere else waiting for that home to get built. You're going to want to use Jan to do that phase inspection and make sure you get a quality built home and a great asset that will go with you through the years. So our final MVP sponsor, Hospice Care of the Low Country, and now Palliative Care of the Low Country. They have a wonderful caring staff over there where they take care of folks who are dealing with chronic injuries or need help on a regular basis with the palliative care side. And then on the hospice care side, of course, it's an unfortunate truth, but we're all going to die at some point. I hope I didn't break the news to anybody, but none of us gets out of here alive. So when you do reach the end of that journey, remember that it's not really about dying. It's about living those final days and having a peaceful journey to whatever's next, and a peaceful time for your friends and family who are left behind. So hospice care will make sure that all that is taken care of, and they have the most wonderful team. They're the only not-for-profit hospice care in Southern Beaufort County. So they are the official hospice care also of LowcoSports, Wes. And love these sponsors who make all this possible. Thanks for the leap of faith that what we're doing here has legs and it has value. We really appreciate you. And we hope that all of our viewers and listeners and supporters will support those sponsors who support us. So still waiting on the ghost, Wes. I guess we can talk a little bit more about some fall sports. Hopefully Ghost can get things sorted out. It's back to school time. We're all trying to figure out getting the kids to bed and all that stuff. He might have forgot about a new obligation that he just got this week or something. So we'll try to get him on here shortly. But we are running clock into the third, 46-0 Whale Branch. So we're not too far from getting Kaysee on here, and we will get Ghost on as soon as possible. But Wes, what do you want to talk about? A little volleyball? JP2 volleyball red hot. We talked with Louise the other night, and they got a couple more dubs since then.
Yeah, it's been a great start over there at JP2. Really, a bunch of sports. We mentioned that football team getting a signature win over Thomas Hayward, but we know that volleyball team's balling as well over there. What a great time to be a fan of the JP2 Golden Warriors, and great to talk with Coach the other day. But I'm just really impressed by how quickly this team has come on 8-0 on the season. They are rolling along. Just picked up a 3-0 win over Thomas Hayward, and then 3-0 over Veritas. Palmetto Christian Academy will be next week on the 29th. That should be an interesting match. Yeah. Palmetto Christian, a very strong squad on the volleyball court, so it could be a big test for JP2, but they're certainly ready off to a fantastic start. May River also getting some wins on the girls' side of things, taking down New Hampstead and Hilton Head Prep in a tri-match. So a good start over there to the Sharks for their season. And then moving over to a couple other schools, Bridges Prep with a nice sweep over Colleton County. Just happened tonight, a 2-0 sweep over there for Bridges. So, that's 1A school taking down.
Was that the boys or the girls? I thought that was the boys.
We're seeing EVs.
But I could be wrong about that.
Looks to me that I assume that varsity volleyball, I assume that's the girls, but we do have a boys score. Hilton High boys.
Oh, no, you're right. It was girls. Never mind. I misread it. But the May River boys are a great start.
Yeah, we have a boys score for you. Hilton Head High sweeping the Beaufort second year of boys volleyball. And Hilton Head making quick work of the Eagles in straight sets. So, great to see Coach T. He's been busy, not just coaching the girls, but coaching the boys, and he loves what he does. And that team has really grown by leaps and bounds over a short time.
Yeah, I spoke with him the other night, coming back from my adult baseball game in Beaufort. We had been trying to hook up and text him. We were both, chaotic, trying to get back to school schedules in sync and all that stuff. So I finally caught up with him, and we had a good chat. And he's really excited about his girls team, but he's really excited about the boys team. And that's not even his team. Like, he's obviously excited about his girls, but like, he's pumped about the boys because he's like, hey, they got a shot to be pretty good. They have some guys who came out last year and kind of played volleyball and have since become volleyball players. And he's excited about the potential for that and the potential growth of the sport, which I still think that they need to be targeting hard basketball players who aren't playing football, because just for fun, just go play it and just go try to make highlight smashes. Like, it's just great cross training, and it's a good time, and it's a great way to be athletic, without having to be on all the time. Like, you can just go have fun and stay in shape and develop new skills. But I'm excited for boys volleyball to continue to pick up steam here.
Yeah, we've seen a couple different Lowco teams growing in the sport, and it's I think you mentioned all the time how important it is to not just specialize in one sport, to play multiple sports over a calendar year, and no better than a sport that won't put too much pressure. It won't be as pressuring as like a player specializing in basketball first. but at the same time, it will grow you as a basketball player by playing volleyball with all the skill sets that you need. I mean, it helps to have that height, that quickness, that strong athleticism, and it definitely translates. And it's just good practice, to prepare yourself for that season. And different sports help you train different, skills, but at the same time, there's a lot of similarities as well. And being that strong competitor, it definitely lends itself well. It's a great team game. You have to have a lot of moving parts to succeed in the volleyball court. You got to have communication skills, a lot of similarities, just like basketball. But at the same time, it's a new and different challenge, and it's fun. And I went to a couple of boys volleyball matches last year. The kids loved it. The atmosphere, the energy. It was a ton of fun. It was packed. There were a bunch of students and parents and just community members at these matches, and just love the excitement and how much passion the boys had at playing to be part of this. Of course, the inaugural team was special, but to keep it going, to see it expand, and seeing these players. Some of these guys specialize, volleyball first now, and are taking.
Well, yeah, because you can go play at the beach every weekend.
Yeah.
Like beach volleyball is a big deal, and more schools are adding it as an intercollegiate sport too. So it's like a thing, and we're in the perfect place for that.
Right.
And so it really does translate super well and make a lot of sense. So, well, if you're listening and you are waiting for the ghost and you got his number, blow him up with me. Let's get him in here. We're waiting on the ghost because otherwise we're going to end up with the ghost, and then this Whale Branch final is going to come in, and we're going to have to go to the Warriors, and it's going to become just live TV chaos, which is always a possibility when we jump on here, Wes. But I think it's more fun when the things go off the rails a little bit. But hopefully we'll be getting the ghost on here soon because, like we said, he's having his number 3 jersey retired at Beaufort High tomorrow night before they take on Fort Dorchester. It's big game for the state champs. The home opener, you got the ghost coming home, but you also are like trying to not go 0-2, which wouldn't matter. I mean, 0-2 doesn't matter at the end of the day. They knew going into this thing that 0-2 was a possibility with the way the schedule was, and it doesn't mean anything if you end up 12-2 or 13-2 or whatever it is in state champs. But it's not ideal. You don't want to be there if you don't have to. You'd rather be 1-1. So it's a big game for them just to see them make some adjustments. But I mean, I'm not scared at all. It was 10-10 going into the fourth quarter, and it just kind of fell apart. But the parts, the pieces there. And it's also really, I mean, they were doing almost like an air raid type thing. It looked like they got a lot of dudes that they're gonna spread out and throw it a lot at 34 attempts, I think, for Samari. So like, if that's the case, that's a total kind of sea change of an offensive philosophy that's going to take some time to settle into. But hey, if they figure it out, guess what? It's going to be really special.
Yeah.
And they know it doesn't matter what it looks like in August. It matters what it looks like in November.
And Bryce Liber knows that so well. He understands the process and how to fine tune his team and how to build his team to where he wants to be in November, because that's the key. It's what you do in October, November that matters ultimately. And it's definitely a process as Liburn has done so many times, and you just go back to the very first year where he had to make adjustments with Daniel Ferris and with losing Haley, and it just seems like every year he makes something out of he does a great job improvising, works with what he has, and just finds a way to get the most out of his guys. And I'm not going to doubt him, even if this team does start the season 0-2, which, I mean, there's definitely a stigma. I mean, it doesn't feel good at the end of the way to be 0-2, but at the same time, it really doesn't matter as much until you get into your region and you're trying to use these games as a matter of seeing where you are and kind of testing yourself and seeing where you need to get to. So I'm not going to panic too much if Beaufort loses this game. I expect them to be competitive in this game, but Fort Dorchester is a quality side in 5A. They've been that way for a while. They're going to provide a tough challenge to this team, but going to be a lot of energy over there at Beaufort with all the festivities of the first game after winning the state title, Ron Parker, jersey retirement. So a lot of emotion, and sometimes that can feel in a good way, especially when you play a game that you really like to take away a lot out of it. So we'll see if Beaufort can, get in that front foot rolling here in what should be a really fun atmosphere over Orleans Island. But it's going to be a process. It's going to be adjustments. You can't just, have a Kaysee Fields or Colton Ferris and run it all day. It's a different team, and Bryce Levin's going to get used to that and adjust to what he wants to see when you get into the games that matter.
Yeah. And I mean, we're also like saying like it's not you don't have to panic at 0-2. Well, they're not 0-2 yet. So like they still got, pretty head up chance to win this game as far as I'm concerned. I'd say 4D is probably slight favorite, but I think it's pretty close to a push, and nobody really knows exactly what 4D looks like yet. So, we'll see what happens. The games as which one was it? Kenny Mayne who said the games are not played on paper; they're played inside television sets. Now they're not played. These ones aren't played inside television sets very frequently, but the same concept applies. They're going to play the game. We don't need to worry about what it looks like on paper. We'll actually know what it looks like on a football field in like just over 24 hours. So, but we will continue to speculate all day tomorrow. We speculate for a living. Actually, we try not to speculate so much as just analyze and inform and add context, provide context for what you're seeing. All right, we got an update from North Charleston. The Cougs fumble again on the 16, and Whale Branch recovers, still 46-0 with 4:14 left. So Hatcher should be taking the air out of it and getting a couple of first downs and getting on the bus. But the AD is going to make him let a couple of the kids come and talk with us first. And welcome to the New World Order, Hatcher. But he'll probably want to get on here. He's kind of a camera hog, actually, more than you'd think. Hatcher likes to talk. He likes to make people listen to him. When he's got a captive audience, he gets pretty good. And
well, he killed it today. He was fantastic.
I can do a pretty decent Hatcher when I get into it, but not quite as good as him. But man, he's something else. I hope she does get him on here. It'll be quite a treat. But let's hit on one other thing as we wait for our guests to show up on live TV. You mentioned Hilton Head High girls trying to repeat as state champs. Of course, they don't have Emily Ruckno, who is another service academy superstar for us at West Point. But check out my girl MB Lyons with the social media graphic here for Hilton Head High, the real tennis players of Hilton Head Island High School. It's pretty fun. I just got to give MB a shout out. She asked me if I saw it. I said I did, and we had it. I said I laughed it out loud, and she said, "I'm so glad there's somebody else who understands my sense of humor." So I just had to mention that. Mary Beth,
the creativity right? through the roof. You'd love to see that shining through, and it's great to see them have fun off the court, because that's a program that they know how to play, and it's cool to see the creative side, shining with the talent out there on the court, but. Emily Ruckno is going to be a huge loss, just not just from her play at first singles, but her leadership and the way she carries herself for her team. And even when, she, in between points, she was always hyping up her teammates. So she was always keeping an eye on what was going on the rest of the matches. So, that's a key loss, so many different components. But we saw the depth that team had last year. And Jennifer Whitecamper, she knows how to motivate her players, and they just seem to bring more quality tennis athletes up the pipeline. So I expect this team to be right up there. And it's always you see Lucy Beckham, Myrtle Beach, who they're continuing with year after year to get to that state championship match. We'll see if they can run it back and get back all the way to that final matchup in November. So we wish them the best of luck, but love the creativity here to get the I'm sure the players loved it too. Just that's what you love to see when it works well, when it's appropriate. That's the kind of thing
that's great. And she was really smart about it. I will note, because I have to think about these same things. She didn't say the real tennis players of Hilton Head Island. because that would have been disrespectful to those girls from prep who are awesome. Like they're the real tennis players of Hilton Head Island, but these are the real tennis players of Hilton Head Island High School. And I just wanted to note that the thoughtfulness of that. I see you working, Mary Beth. But no, that's an awesome social graphic. That's the kind of fun content that we crave. Let's see more of that, and we will feature it on the show. Please send us all the fun content, and we will feature it on the show and our social media, because I'm about that life. So good stuff there. But waiting on a final from Whale Branch, but we do have an update. North Charleston has scored. There was a fumble for a loss of 19, and then a few minutes later, North Charleston scores 46-6 with 3:31 left. So just about over, and we'll be hearing from them later. But I'm guessing at 46-0 at that point, probably some guys from the JV or the end of the bench were in there, and North Charleston got one on them. But Hatcher's probably still mad because somebody blew an assignment. You know, it's like, gosh, dang it, kid. We've been to practice on this 100 times. But
coach until the end. It's a development process for everybody.
Oh, that's where you get better now.
Yeah.
Is in blowout time.
Right.
That's where you get guys in there and you get an opportunity to really coach them up in at real speed and with the lights on, and that's where a guy is able to step up later in the season due to an injury or just lack of depth, just to give you a little more depth and become a contributor because he got those opportunities and he made those mistakes now and learned from them, and he's ready later.
And that's not a thing you can replicate in practice, that real time in-game experience, which it's nice to be ahead. It's nice to have those opportunities to put new guys in, to rest some of your starters and see what the other players got, because you just never know when something happens and who's ready to step up. This is where, if you're Terry Hatcher, you kind of find out and you kind of grow them over there. So, good opportunity you always love to have the privilege to have a big lead and to be able to play some of your other guys and see where their development is. So, it's a long process, and I think it's important to see as many guys as possible out there when you get the chance. I'm sure he's going, full speed ahead, full steam ahead with his coaching until we see triple zeros out there on that clock.
Oh, we got John Hopp sending me social media graphics. So we're going to have to check out some from the HHCA football Twitter page here pretty soon. Oh yeah, we got some good ones. So Hops turned us on to some good ones. Oh my. Oh yeah, these are interesting. We'll share these in just a bit, but first we got to shout out the varsity sponsors, starting with DDS Web Design. Wes, so many of us are so online these days. You and I we're just buried in this dang series of tubes. We cannot escape. John Hopp apparently is one of us. He's in there too. Anybody who texts us or comments during the show, you're one of us. And we are the people that everyone covets. That's why we have to approve or accept cookies now, because they're just coming at us hard, the extremely online. And you got to get a piece of that pie. Like you can't just be missing out on that pie. If you got a business, you got to get a website. You got to get people to your website some way or another. And DDS Web Design can help you do that. They got search engine optimization techniques that they can use to make your website come up higher on the Google, all that stuff, things that blow my mind when Denise talks about it. But DDS can really do it in an efficient way and an effective way and a cost-effective way, because they really specialize in helping out small businesses like LowcoSports and nonprofits like Hospice Care of the Low Country to build their website and make it work better for them and do more for them with less effort, frankly. So call on DDS Web Design, check out their website, ddshhi.com, and they will get you hooked up, and definitely let them know Lowco sent you. I promise they'll take care of you in some way or another. I'm not making any promises of what will happen, but you'll get very good customer service regardless. But if you let them know Lowco sent you, it'll just be good for everybody, I promise. So hook that up with DDS Web Design. And then our other varsity sponsor right now, Parker Law Group. They are outstanding, doing work out in Hampton, Colleton, and Jasper counties for years, taking care of a lot of folks and taking care of their legal needs. And now they are taking care of us, helping us expand into those counties and cover more teams, especially out in Hampton and Colleton. Jasper been with us since the start, but Hampton and Colleton new to the game, but we appreciate them, and we're looking to expand even further in future years and cover more of the Low Country. And we're only able to do it thanks to great sponsors like Parker Law Group. So call on them for all your legal needs out in if you them country boys out in Hampton, Colleton, and Jasper. I love getting out there, man. It's different out there. It's like where I grew up in Kansas. It's a little different, a little simpler, and it feels good out there. I love going to football games and baseball games out there, especially. But good stuff happening, and we're still waiting on. We got Dayon Brown with a kickoff return to the 25. So Whale Branch might mess around and score before they run out the clock. We'll see here. It's getting late, but we should have Kaysee joining us shortly with the wrap up. What do you want to talk about next, Wes? We're still waiting on the ghost. He's ghosting us.
Week one. Let's get into week one.
All right. Get at it. Oh, it's a final. So our PA, KJ Sullivan, aka AD at Whale Branch, will be rounding up our post game live shot here momentarily. We'll keep an eye on it. But yeah, let's get into week one because we got the first final of week one, 46-6, Whale Branch over North Charleston.
Yeah, a excellent opening game for the Whale Branch Warriors. And, I had high expectations of this team coming into the year. And this group suffered a couple of untimely injuries last year, but to have that strong core coming back, we'll talk about KJ Chisholm, Bradford Thompson, both of them big-time playmakers tonight, showing up on either side of the ball. And you need those guys to stay healthy. But with them on the field, this team is very dangerous. And they showed why tonight in this first action of the season, getting it done in blowout fashion. I'm sure Coach Hatcher and those guys wish it was in shutout fashion, but not quite. But still, that's how you want to start a season. You got to wait a little bit longer, but an excellent way to get it rolling against a North Charleston team that I think Whale Branch knew they had a good chance of handling, but to do it like this is very impressive, and so I'm very, very even more excited for what Whale Branch has the opportunity to accomplish this year after seeing the potential of this first game. Obviously, of course, health and staying away from
it goes without saying, especially in Class 1A. It only takes a couple, and you're toast. You just don't have the depth, and that's four guys, And they had the wrong two last year. It was Mason Griffin and it was Cliff Major, and they were the two guys who were like those anchor running back linebacker guys that they really live off of. Those guys who are just workhorses who can go both ways and be a committee on both sides of the ball, and losing both of them was just a dagger. But Alonzo Allen is kind of that kind of guy. Bradford's now that kind of guy, despite being like a hand on the ground type of recruit. He's looking like that kind of guy in high school, which is cool. So, and KJ is elite. He's elite and he's special. They got some dudes, man. I got them ranked. They jumped up 3 spots without playing this week. That was fun. They went from 10 to 7. So that's a great win. But let's look at some of these other games while we're waiting on Kaysee to round Coach Sullivan to round everybody up. What else are you looking at? You're going to Beaufort 4D. That's going to be a great one. I'm going to BA and Hilton Head Prep for a minute, and then cruising over to Creek and Ridgeland, which I think that's going to at all yet, but Ridgeland with a really good showing last week. They had 3 guys over 125 rushing and a touchdown, or at least one touchdown. So, all right, update. Hatch is giving the post-game speech. It's a rip-roarer. You can go live and stream that if you want to. Well, that'd be good times. You won't be able to understand anything he says, but it'll be exciting. He gets going real fast sometimes, and you can't understand a dang thing he's saying. Sound like Bumhauer around here. Hold on. Battery Creek, Ridgeland with a great showing. They're 1-0. They can taste 2-0 because they saw what happened to Creek last week.
Yeah.
They know they're kind of their wounds, but I expect Creek to bounce back pretty strong. I think they're a better team than that final score.
I like the way Battery Creek played defense.
Pretty good.
Defense was great, and they shut down Timko in the first half. He wasn't doing anything. Yeah. They were having a brick wall right there in the middle, and they were able to really completely stymie a very strong Seahawk run game. So I think if Battery Creek can establish that control at the line of scrimmage and play that hard-nosed, tough defense. And, they definitely missed a couple of assignments when it came to pass coverage, but I don't think Ridgeland has that kind of they've got some athletes. And if you get them out of space, they can be dangerous. But I do think Battery Creek's defense played very well against Hilton Head. And so that's going to be a very interesting matchup to decide who comes out on top. But Battery Creek certainly with some work to do offensively. And that's expected when you have a new quarterback. But Damian Freeman, we saw some signs from him. Juju had a nice catch on the sideline. Yeah,
Juju's he's pretty impressive.
I think this.
How about Leroy Tyus? Leroy Tyus on the defensive line. That guy. You say high motor a lot. That guy's got a high motor. He goes hard.
And Creek forced a fumble inside when Hilton was driving inside their own territory. So that's a relentless group and really fun to watch. This was a close. I mean, Hilton Head was the better team.
Yeah, it's funny. I know what you're about to say. I'm not to interrupt you, but I want to jump in on what you're about to say because it's true. You can be at a football game and it ends up 39-6, and you're like, it was a really competitive game, and it can be 3 or 4 plays. I mean, a bad snap on 3rd and 2 when they're just rolling, and then it's 4th and 1,000,000 and they throw a pick 6. And it's like, just little things just completely shift the landscape. And so you look at the final sometimes and go, well, they blew them out. And you're like, yeah, but if you were there, it was a dogfight. And I feel like that was a little bit, I think Hilton Head was better, but I think it was closer than the score indicated. And I think Creek is better than that score indicates, especially because of that run defense. Because, they blew one big assignment on defense, right, on pass defense, but at least one of the other 2 was just a really good pass by Jackson Bybee. Sorry, I'm giving his dad shout outs because I'm an old man. But yeah, a couple of them were just dimes. And what are you going to do? Like, you can have good coverage and they throw a dime, and that's that. So Kaysee is getting it set up. She's set up, I think. So you got Coach Hatcher. Let's get him in here. Oh, man, this is going to be a good time, Wes. Coach Hatcher.
Yeah, go ahead.
What's going on, buddy?
What's going on? I just told Kaysee, I didn't think y'all worked on Thursday night. All that money y'all got.
You didn't think we worked on Thursday night. We live. We live right now doing live updates, Coach.
Yeah,
we got Coach Hatcher from the West Branch Warriors on here. We did not expect this, but when we started the night, but it came to fruition thanks to Coach Sullivan. 46-6 win, Coach. The postgame speech was not very long. You got it in pretty quick, so they must have looked pretty good. Tell us about it.
Yeah, we jumped on them early. We Daryl Cummins had like 4 carries, 60 yards in the first drive. Man, let me tell you, the offensive line is the best they played all year. I was concerned about them in the scrimmages, but the last 4 practices, they're starting to come around, and they were knocking some gaping holes. We talked about that when we had our thing over there at the furniture place, and they had a lot of potential, and it came through tonight. We got those big boys in the backfield, 220 and 215. So if you get them a little crease, they'll get you 10, 15 yards.
Tell me about the energy that you guys came out with in this first game. It looked like, as you said, you hit the ground running and jumped on them early.
Well, let me tell you guys, I was real concerned because we had a horrible practice yesterday. We were lethargic at practice yesterday, and I mentioned that at the end of practice, and I mentioned that pregame. But I rarely get pregame pep talks, but I felt like I had to give one tonight. So they got a little pumped up.
Good stuff, Coach. So who were you mentioned that offensive line was terrific. I know that makes you happy. Defense only gave up one late, which is, when it was in garbage time. So it sounds like they played especially well too. But who were some guys that really stepped up and you expected to step up, and they did? The guys who are going to lead you this year.
Well, Ivion Watson, the offensive line, he was our center. And we moved him to guard. He's like 5'8", but he's about 205 pounds, but really smart kid. You tell him to do something one time, and he's going to do it. And if you correct something, he's going to do it right next time. He's got a heart as big as anything. And he was knocking some holes in there. Isaiah did a great job. We did not have a bad snap all night. DJ transfer, just all of them. I don't go call the roll on them, Justin, but they were all good. And the biggest thing that I did is I decided I'm going to put my best player at quarterback. So KJ went to quarterback. And for some reason, everything started to work after that.
and you had your man Bradford Thompson roaming for a touchdown.
Bradford, man. Bradford, you know, I don't want to tackle Bradford. When Bradford gets in the secondary, you're dealing with 160-pound, 70-pound defensive backs versus that. And the man runs a 4.5, 40, 220, and you could see it. You could see it. When he got on them, they didn't want any part of that. They didn't know. You know, they make the effort, the Herculean effort, go for those ankles, but they didn't want to. But Daryl Cummings is a beast. He's 190 pounds, and he's only like 5'9". And he really cuts good. And what's improved, what I saw, I enjoyed tonight, was the backs were blocking for each other, and that's something I had not seen. And our offense, Justin, if you don't block, the backs don't do the final block, it's not going to work. But, real happy and worn out. But I did a lot of yelling tonight, but, you know, that's kind of typical of me. But, hey, as long as we get the win, we're happy.
Heck yeah.
I got number 5 here. You want to speak to him?
Heck yeah, let's
I know you're tired. I know you're tired. Look at me with this big hat turned the wrong way.
Oh no, man! I can listen to you. I can listen to you talk all day, brother. It's a good time. When you said over there at the furniture store, I about lost it.
All right, I'm about to hand you to KJ Chisholm. Hey, you guys have a good night, man. We'll be back there. Be back home with you guys in hopefully about an hour and a half.
We'll definitely come see you. Appreciate
Here's
you.
KJ. Yes, Justin Jarrett, Lowco.
What's going on, KJ?
What's going on?
Hey, we got KJ Chisholm live on here. Tell us about the debut of your senior year, man.
I felt like we did great. We clicked on all cylinders. O-line was blocking, running backs was blocking for each other. We was going crazy on defense. Shut them to 0 till fourth quarter, and then when the O-line blocking, there's a lot you can do. That's how I feel.
It was a complete performance from you guys. Describe that defensive energy, nearly pitching a shutout in that first game. What did you guys do? Try to get the camera back on you, man. There we go.
Wait, he's trying to hear you.
Okay. There you go. Okay. Yeah.
Speak up for him.
Well, thanks for thank you. But just describe the effort defensively and how you're able to hold them off the board almost the whole game.
Coach Hatcher just being Coach Hatcher. You know, Coach Hatcher, he loved football. He watched crazy film. He gonna give us the details. He told me they threw a bomb first play every game. They did it today. I caught a pick. First play on just Coach Hatcher just gonna give you what the coach is gonna give you what you need. You gotta just take it.
Yeah, if you got a tendency, Hatcher's gonna get it. He's going to take advantage of it. You can't have a tendency like that. He'll figure you out.
Coach Hatcher.
He's like the detective. He's going to figure out all your tales. But talk a little bit about Daryl Cummings, because that was a guy that we had a good time chatting with him at the media day. I had a little fun with him on Insta, with that little side eye he gave Hatcher when he said he wasn't going to break any 80-yard runs. But talk about what he brings to the team, because he seems to have a little energy and swagger that kind of elevates everybody.
Daryl just loved the game. Like, he do everything physical, defense, offense. It don't matter if he running the ball, tackling. It don't matter. Like today, he didn't break an 80, but he broke a couple big ones. I want to see Coach Hatcher's reaction on the sideline. Coach Hatcher was talking trash media day.
You guys have been vibing in a big way already, and just love the excitement that you guys have shown, the passion on the field. But just looking at the senior year ahead of you, how excited for the potential of what you guys can do over in Seabrook?
I'm excited because I love what I saw tonight. I did, honestly. I felt like our O-line wasn't like this since my 10th grade year when we had X.
Yeah, big
when
X.
We had X. But I love what I saw tonight.
X felt like give it to you. Yeah. It's looking good up at Virginia Tech too, huh?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. Talking about Xavier Chaplin, who's on track to start at Virginia Tech as a redshirt freshman. So we got some dudes from the Lowco, and a lot of them come from Whale Branch, man. Tell us what's going on out there in Seabrook that makes everything so special. Y'all are sending people to the league, to Power 5, and you're next up, man.
You want to work? Call Mr. Castle Middleton. You want to work? Call Mr. Castle Middleton. Castle Middleton will give you whatever you need. Workout on the field, in the sand, in the weight room, advice, whatever you need.
He is the guy. He he is the difference that has, brought so many of you guys to new heights. And I'm excited about you. How pumped are you heading into this coming week about how you continue what you did today and move it forward as you prepare for a very tough region?
I'm ready because I feel like when I got the ball in my hands, it's a scary sight. It's a scary sight. I feel like at quarterback, I feel like Lamar Jackson, but I'm out of position.
Because he's running behind me.
Look, I'm running behind.
Who's that?
Him right here.
There
top,
we go.
right? Big 78.
All right, who is that?
Isaiah Evans.
Oh, Isaiah. Yeah. Well, we got 6'7", 315 or something.
Something like that. 6.
Goodness. Goodness. Yeah. Coach Thatcher was about him earlier this season about how big and good he was going to be. But well, hey man, we're almost out of time on the show, so we're going to have to wrap things up. But we appreciate you, and shout out to Coach Sullivan for hooking it up. And we'll see you guys back at home real soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
How cool was that, Wes?
Yes.
How cool was that?
Fantastic.
Coach Sullivan,
to do a Thursday night game, get to talk about it, and then
that was
bring
like the coolest
on
thing we've ever done. That was awesome. Doing it on a Thursday night, live on the field. We started a new trend. We're going to be able to get all kinds of people to see. She did it. You can do it too. Set the bar high.
Take notes.
We appreciate you, Coach.
I mean, she's
proud of herself. Take a bow, Coach. Take a victory lap. That was good stuff.
Well done.
We do have to shout out a few more sponsors before we name our teams of the week. We're just going over tonight because it was just too much good show to fit in, even without the ghost. So we get to book the ghost post facto after he gets inducted or gets his jersey retired. So Lowco Booster Club sponsors need a shout out though. We got Prime IV Hydration and Wellness now open in the Belfair Town Village. Go see my guy Max to get your juice. Get juiced up because we're all dehydrated after all this heat. But I got to say, Wes, it's getting cooler in the evenings. It's not so bad in the evening. So, kickoff, it's going to be a little toasty. Once that sun goes down, we're going to be golden. Just bring the bug spray because the no-see-ums, the sand fleas are coming out because the better weather it gets, the more aggressive they get. So be prepared on Friday night. You got to be prepared for all weather. It gets chilly after the sun goes down sometimes and gets buggy. So long sleeves that are light, good choice. And then when you get dehydrated though from all that sun over the weekend, travel baseball, travel softball, all that stuff, I'm going to be wiped out from that this weekend. You got to go see Max, get the hydration, get the vitamins, get all that stuff. You'll be feeling good. And if you're that won't do anything for your bones and your spine. So you might also have to hit up Ambrose over at Rooted Living Wellness, get cracked up with the chiropractic adjustment. And so you'll be feeling a little bit better going into your week. And if your floors are a little banged up and they need a little help, call on Barefoot Floor Care of the Low Country. Chris knows how to get every surface clean, including your upholstery and I mean, every kind of floors, your carpet, your upholstery, he'll take care of it. He'll get the floors so clean, your feet will thank you at Barefoot Floor Care of the Low Country. And then you got Eagle Creations. They provide full-scale promotional products as well as team uniforms, hats, apparel, whatever you need there. And they've got their Proudly Southern gift baskets too. So you can show appreciation to whomever you need to appreciate you with a Southern gift basket from Eagle Creations, a Lowco Booster Club sponsor, and supporting our May River football coverage. Sharks will open at home on the beautiful new turf on Friday against West Ashley. So one of many exciting football games on the slate. We'll fill you in tomorrow at lunchtime. Planning to go around noon, could get pushed to around 12:30 or somewhere, depending on how schedules shake out. But we're going to be talking about all 14 games, 13 games on the Lowco schedule. We just heard about the first one of the 14, Whale Branch with the dub, and a great post-game interview courtesy of KJ Sullivan, our dynamic new AD at Whale Branch. That was good times. Hatcher live on the Lowdown. How great is that? Right after a win.
Yes.
Everybody gets to experience Hatcher right after a win. It's something that only a select few of us have been privy to in the past. It was so cool. but we'll also be having Marcus Walsh on against. He's becoming a regular, and we're going to definitely lean into that because he's so great talking about the WHHI games of the week, and he's got BA Hilton Prep tomorrow. So we're also going to break down some film on BA. I had some fun with video. If you follow us on Insta, you've probably already seen it on Reels, but I'm learning new tricks every day with the video, and I made the coolest thing I've ever made, Wes. It's really cool. And Instagram gets a big assist because I don't know how the robots do it, but you pick out a song and it just tells you which part of the song works the best. And it's like crazy good. It's like Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon with Wizard of Oz good. Like just insanely good, and it's automated. So just all I know is when Devontae Green takes off and hits the hole, after I showed you all the guys who are about to steal the block, it says it's go, 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 go time. And I didn't do that. The robots did. So I don't know that they're coming for our jobs, but they're coming to change our lives. That's for darn sure. It's a cool thing, making an old man be able to make super cool video content. And I'm sure there are students out there who can make it way cooler than I can, especially with all the great footage that we're going out and shooting on Friday nights. So if you know a student who's into content creation, media, journalism, anything in that vein, it's really all the same thing nowadays. It's just we apply some journalism principles to it, but it's all the same thing. We're content creators with journalistic sensibilities and ethics and training, and that's what we're doing. So we'd love to bring you along for the ride. If you're an aspiring filmmaker, we just got one of those joining the team, or a writer. That's what I used to be once upon a time and still am, but I've had to evolve into all these other things, like my guy Tony Kornheiser, who's one of my idols, who used to be a writer, believe it or not, before he was on ESPN every day on PTI and a podcaster and all those things. So I'd like to think I'm the Lowco TK, La Cheeserie. I won't do any TK salutes because it's a family show, but if you know what I'm talking about, let me know, because I'm a Kornheiser guy. But I've rambled on enough, Wes. It's been a great show, but we've yet to name one more thing, and that is our teams of the week. Which, didn't we just do this? Did we do this on Monday? Are we naming more teams of the week already, or do we do athletes of the week on Thursday?
Let's do that. Let's
go there.
Let's change it up. Yeah,
switching it up live. Let's go athletes of the week on Thursday. So what you got?
Yeah. I'm gonna have to go with the guy we just talked to. KJ Chisholm with a fantastic game out there under center for the Wheel Branch Warriors, and he was balling out there tonight. But it was a total team effort. But why not give it to KJ? He was dialed in for Whale Branch, and man, on defense, he is an absolute hawk out there. Picking up interceptions, and they don't throw it his way too often because they know he is dangerous when they throw that football near his grasp, near his vicinity, because he has been an absolute lightning rod on this team for a number of years now. Seeing it all come together in the senior season, got to be special for him in this team. So I'm gonna give it to, deservedly so, I'm gonna give it to KJ.
Yeah, I mean, can't argue. He's a dog, dude. Whatever you want, whatever of the terms of football endearment you want to use, he fits the bill. I mean, and really every sport. I mean, he's just a competitor, and that's really what we mean, I think, when we say he's a dog. Like he's just a competitor. He just, when you back him up against the wall, he's going to fight you, and he might bite you, and he's going to claw you. And it's going to be, you're going to know something happened, and he's that way in basketball. I mean, he busted his nose up in a game I was at and played with the mask on for the rest of the season. He's just a real competitive guy. And you saw the confidence that, with the post-game interview there. It's not cocky, but it's confident because he knows that he's put in the work and he's prepared. And he's going to give his best. And if your best beats that, that's fine. Like a tippy cap. But I feel good about what I got today. And let's see what you got. And that's the attitude you have to really be the best of the best. And that's contagious too. I mean, it rubs off. And Casper Middleton is he's building some dudes over there, and not just there. I mean, he works with a lot of guys in the area. great trainer. I'm going to start getting my son with him because Casper's my guy. But and KJ with the great advertisement there. You got to get an NIL deal with Casper. Get a little scratch off of that. You know, that was the live shout out was great. I got to go with the guy that we heard from earlier as well, Jack Ussery, the swimmer from Hilton Head Christian. And, you know, again, it's as much about the character and everything that he showed in that interview as about just dominating in the pool. And he was kind of modest about that comeback effort in the last leg of the 200 free relay. He was, I mean, he had to be a good 10 to 12 yards. 10 to 12 yards back. Like it was half a pool link, I would say. And young kid, I think a sophomore for Bluffton, held him off. To his credit, it was impressive because you knew he was coming. You know, you can feel that wake. You know he's coming. You knew he was lurking anyway, because by that point everybody knows him. He's already just blazed his other races, you know, and everybody's talking about him like, whoa, that guy's on a different level. And the guy held him off, but Jack made it close. He made it really exciting. It was already hot in there, and it got a little bit hotter and a little bit louder than it already was, and it was pretty exciting. So impressive performance from Jack Ussery to start things off. He's going to sweep, you know, tons of gold medals at the Skiza meet again, because he's kind of a man among boys at that level for the most part, because he's training on a completely different level, a national level, and is on his way to being a high level college swimmer on a track that, you know, doesn't infrequently end at Olympic trials and things like that. So, you know, big future ahead for that guy.
Yeah, you don't see that very often. Ski's a level there to build a guy who is that talented, that motivated, and that highly regarded, who's, you know, going to do big things in the next level. So more power to him. What a great young man, what a great example setter, and a great leader for his team and the Lowco. So wish him all the best as he, you know, finishes out his career as Christian Camilo. A lot more hard work to come this year for sure. But before we wrap it, it's been a great show. But before we wrap it up, one more piece of news to get to with a Lowco soccer player, or a softball player rather, who is staying here in the area because she is playing for USCB, and that's Alyssa Rose. And her name came up because she is helping spearhead this softball fundraiser to support the Sand Shark program, 30 for $30. And 100% of all the proceeds go directly to the softball program. It's one of the things she holds dear to, you know, being a part of USCB softball. And we hope that as many people, as many Lowco supporters and Lowco community residents be a part of this, because, you know, this is a program that has continued to get better and better. They've brought in some fantastic coaches and just the talent and the excitement over there at USCB now in Division II, Peach Belt Conference. And Alyssa, it's great to see her being a part of this, because she's homegrown product right here from the Lowco area. So great to see her being a big part of it, and wish her the best. And can't wait to cover her this spring. And we hope as many people will support this 30 for $30 fundraiser as possible.
Yeah, you know, this is just a kind of typical team fundraiser type thing, but you're right that it's cool that, you know, there's so many threads here, because it's a local kid playing for the local program, and you know, personal tie-in for me is Alyssa helped me coach some rec softball one season, and I think it's going to help me again this fall while she's attending USCB. She's trying to squeeze it into her schedule. She fully intends to help me this fall. Let's put it that way. But, you know, we're all settling into this fall schedule and new realities. And you never know. Some things get squeezed out, but she's going to try to help me out. And also just wanted to wish her well, because she was in a car accident the other day and was a little banged up, and hopefully she's feeling better and on the mend. And it looks like she's having a great time being a part of things at USCB, and they've had all kinds of fun on social media lately. They're going to be actually check out. I don't know if they have a TikTok, but Peach Belt Conference has a TikTok, and that's where they're going to be holding, starting tomorrow, their Peach Belt Mascot Challenge. And Finnegan is the defending champion of this thing. And so he's got a lot of pressure to to get it done again. Actually, this will be our moment of zen. Let me pull this up because Finnegan, he's something else. Fun fact: I was the first person who ever actually wore the Finnegan contest or costume. Back in many years ago, I helped consult on the design of Finnegan, and I was the first person to climb in that thing, and I had to wear it all day at the State House for Carolina Day a couple times, and it was pretty toasty. But let's get some. Let's see if we can get this going. This is absurd, but here we go. I don't know if I can play the audio though.
However, he types like 2 words a minute, and I missed some phone calls. So I'm just not sure if he's going to make it here.
Welcome to the Low Country.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Excited to be here.
You're late. How long have you been in the Low Country?
Since June 25th.
Okay. All right. So you are new.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us. So November 11th, home opener.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
I'm not positive, but I think I may have actually floated that idea or even done a rudimentary version of that at some point and just blacked it out. I vaguely remember that, but I may have just talked about it with Bracken. I don't know, but they're executing something that I had envisioned at some point or another. Maybe it was only in my head, but they're executing it very well. So follow the Sandsharks on USCB Sandsharks on Instagram as well as uscb.finnegan because Bracken's doing a great job with some really fun content over there, and we got to help them bring that Lowco. That mascot championship back to the Lowco again. I don't know why they're doing it on TikTok. Half the conference schools have banned it on campus. Should be doing it on Insta, but that's for another day. But we're way past time, but I think it was way worth it because best show ever.
It was a great show.
Again, every show's the best show ever now because we get better every time. So great time, Wes. Really enjoyed it. Thanks so much to all of our sponsors. Thanks a million to Kaysee Sullivan for coming along for the ride and experimenting with us tonight and getting Hatch and KJ Chisholm on here. That was super cool to have the post-game interview right after the game on the field. We're doing ESPN level stuff right here in the Lowco, West, and we're looking for people to join the team. So if you want to just go have fun with it on Friday night and whatever happens, hook up with us and we'll get you going. If we're not at that game, we'll make you our eyes and ears and camera and microphone and everything else, and we'll get you on Lowco Pigskin Live to tell everybody about it. But I'm dying of thirst. Got to go to the bathroom, and I'm tired, Wes. It's been a whirlwind of a week, but we are back at Friday tomorrow. So we'll be hanging out lunchtime for Lowco Game Day Live, and then midnight time for Lowco Pigskin Live. Probably looking to go live at 11:30 tomorrow night, I think, because 11 was a little tight for me. I don't know about you, but I was breathing heavy for a little bit there.
Especially when I'm having to head over all the way back from Beaufort and
the Isle of Ladies. Yeah, it's a long haul from the Isle of Ladies to the Isle of Hilton. It's Hilton Head. It's a good haul. So we'll go 11:30 tomorrow. Give you time to get settled in and comfortable because we want to hear all about that Beaufort game. And we got you new technology to play with tomorrow too. So hopefully some really cool highlights with your high-tech new camera. You can leave your phone in your pocket and not use it for tweeting only so it doesn't run out of juice. So we're getting you hooked up. More sponsors means more gear and more teammates out there bringing you more. So if you'd like to become a sponsor, hit us up at LowcoSports@gmail.com, LOWCO sports@gmail.com, and we'll get you started for as little as $50 a month, or you can go all the way up and be a Hall of Fame sponsor if you want to back up the truck. It's not even backing up the truck, honestly. People are dropping way more than this on advertising budgets. We can put you in the Lowco Hall of Fame for a pittance compared to what you're paying to advertise some of these places. But and you'll be supporting grassroots local sports coverage that celebrates our kids, our student athletes, and our teams, and all of our athletes. We celebrate the adult athletes too, even the guys of the Beaufort County Adult Baseball League, which is my my escape. It's where I go to escape from the chaos of all this. But love to have more players for that. Sam Fleas are recruiting, so hit me up if you want to play this winter. We need about 18, 25 guys on our roster so we can get 9 there any given night, Wes. It's a hassle. People have lives, so we want people who just want to come out and play. And if you only make half the games, so be it. Love to play ball with more of these guys I covered back in the day. So hit us up there, and let's get out of here. Let's call it a night. I've gone into a delirious ramble, and it's time to wrap it up. Thanks so much to our sponsors. Thanks to our guests from Whale Branch, Kaysee Sullivan, Jerry Hatcher, and KJ Chisholm. And thanks to the Ghost for ghosting us. So we had time to talk with those guys a little bit more, and we can get them on later on. But thanks most of all for you for coming along for the ride. Whether you're listening and watching or just fussing at us and with us in the background, saying how stupid we are, we don't care. Come on, and listen again next time, because we'll be on tomorrow at noon, tomorrow at 11:30 at night, and we'll be back Monday with another Lowdown. So that does it for tonight. I'm Justin Jarrett. He's Wes Kerr. I'm deliriously tired. You probably are too. So until next time, let's go Lowco.
The LowcoSports Lowdown podcast is a production of Lowco Media LLC and LowcoSports.com, an independent media outlet providing grassroots local sports coverage in the South Carolina Lowcountry. We are sustained by community support from sponsors and patrons like you. Get in the game with a monthly pledge of $1 or more at patreon.com/LowcoSports to keep us going and growing. Go Lowco.